October 7th, 2012. It's the Information Nation. I'm your host, Ken, here on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, it was another NFL Sunday. They went out there, all those guys, all the women watching those guys run around in those tight pants. Jeez. I got a new song for Monday Night Football. You know, they've been fighting around. They haven't had a good song out there since they got rid of What's-His-Face. And they haven't had a good one. So I've got one for them. I think that they should play for Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football. I think it would grab everybody's attention. I think it would sound real good on the program for them. You know, something to spark it up a little bit, because what they've got right now is so damn boring. I mean, for crying out loud, they could have all the guys running out of the tunnel and they could be playing the following song.
We're men in tights, tight.
Yes, they are. They're the men in tights, tights. Yeah. I think that would be a good song to play for the NFL, because other than that, you know, what do you got to look forward to? Yes, I did watch the Bears play football today. First half was a real sleeper. Second half wasn't too bad. First half was a sleeper. Green Bay lost again. The Bears won. You know, I don't know. I had to turn my TV on. It hasn't been used in quite a while. So I turned it on. I watched a little bit of football today. But other than that, it was about as interesting as the debates. And debates were really something else. Hey, if you didn't turn on the debates, you could have had a good time watching the debates. They were talking about it being, you know, if that would have been a fight, that would have been over by the third round. I mean, it was unbelievable what happened with the debates. You know, Romney came out chucking and jiving and poking and jabbing, and Obama kind of stood there and said, "Hit me again, bro." Really, not a whole lot was accomplished in the debates. I mean, you know, a lot of people went and said, "Oh, I think I'll vote for Romney." Yippee, whatever happened to some of the other people that are out there? How about Gary Johnson? He wasn't involved in the debate. Isn't that amazing how the elections are being rigged in this country? Here we have an independent candidate, guys running an independent campaign, but we can't hear about that. No. And after the debates, it was hilarious. I mean, it was utterly hilarious. The lamestream media was just going nuts. They couldn't understand what happened to Obama. Well, he didn't show up. That's all. He didn't show up. Obama showed up at the debates, and he didn't have his best friend with him, the teleprompter. He had nobody in the back typing in the answers for him. So he stood there like the lame duck that he is, and just got his butt beat. Now, I'm not pulling for Romney. I'm not pulling for Obama. I'm not pulling for either one of them two clowns. I'll tell you right now, write in Ron Paul. You heard that on Joe Joseph's show. You can hear it on my show. If you've got nothing else, if you don't like either one of them, write in Ron Paul. Vote your conscience. Don't vote for, oh, well, these are the only two. Who's got the best chance of winning? Enough people write in Ron Paul, they'll find out who's got the best chance of winning. It'll be Ron Paul. It would be President Paul in 2013. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that shake up the lamestream media? Holy crap. Chris Matthews could have a tingle up both his legs then. Yeah, I understand he's going to a psychiatrist now. They're going to talk about that tingle he's feeling, because obviously, I don't think, I think he's got to be sitting there going, that tingle has disappeared. Oh, well, maybe it's bad blood flow or something there, dude. That's all I can tell you about that, for crying out loud. Oh, I get a tingle up and down my leg every time Obama talks. Yeah, it gives me the trots every time he talks. What can I tell you about this? But the debate was interesting anyhow. Got to find out a few things. That they don't run commercials during debates, which probably would have been a little bit more interesting. Also the fact that it was kind of funny to look at the look on Jim Learn's face when Mitt Romney said he wants to do away with funding for PBS. It was kind of like, hey, it's not that I don't like you, dude, but, you know, we can't keep funding you guys because we've got no more money. And he kind of looked at him like, what are you talking about? How come you can't keep funding us? You know, just... So, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? It was a lot of fun. It was interesting. Now they're complaining that Mitt Romney wants to Fire Big Bird. You know, the PBS makes a lot of their money from the, they hold all of these fundraisers and everything else. And we really don't give them that much money, so they shouldn't really worry about it if we don't give them any money whatsoever. Actually, I think they would be better off if they went private and they could be bought out by, the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers. And then they'd have plenty of money to turn around and pass their propaganda on with. Because let's face it, a lot of stuff we get from PBS is propaganda. But I love the look on Lerner's face. The mainstream media is all going, ooh, he wants to defund public broadcasting. Well, hell, they've been talking about defunding public broadcasting for years, just like they've been talking about shutting down Social Security and all the rest of it. And there was another one that really pissed me off. And it wasn't, they talk about entitlements. Entitlement, hell, I paid for it. You're damn right I'm entitled to it. And so is everybody else out there who they stole their money from. You're all entitled to your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid. You paid for it. You paid for it, and they're talking about, whoa, we got to do something about Social Security. I've been hearing them talking about doing something about Social Security since I was 20 years old. And they haven't done a damn thing. Talk about a bunch of do-nothing people, 40 years, and they haven't done a damn thing. They all just sit around talking ice game. I think the best thing that could happen is total lockup of Congress, total lockup of the White House. And you can take that any way you want. Personally, my idea of a lockup is we take them away in handcuffs and lock them up. But if nothing gets done, if absolutely nothing gets done, we're probably better off than having these idiots do a lot of the stuff that they've been doing. We've got so much stuff going on. So much stuff. And it's just unbelievable what they get away with. They take your money, and then they tell you you're not entitled to it. It's like here in Illinois, what they did a number of years ago. We have a tax on our gasoline that was supposed to go into the road fund, which was supposed to be strictly for fixing the roads. And then they turned around and they said, we need more money. We'll take the road fund tax and we put it in the general fund. And now our roads are worse than they've ever been, and they weren't that good at the time when we had the road fund. And then they look at the people like, you're not paying enough in taxes. I got a better idea. You pass the law. You take it out away from what it's supposed to go for. You go to jail. You lie to the American people in a campaign. You go to jail. You turn around, you raise taxes. You go to jail. In other words, they're all going to jail. Hey, I got a better idea. Write my name in for candidate for president. I'll put them all in the brig. I'll lock them all up. We'll throw away the key. First thing we'll do with them, those that want to go to jail, I'll give them an option. I will give them such a wonderful option. I think a lot of people would like it. Instead of saying, you're just going to go to jail, I'm going to say, look, you got a choice. You can go to jail, or we're going to dress you in funny camouflage clothes, and we're going to send you guys to Afghanistan and Iraq, and then we'll see if you still want to go and fight with Iran. I think that's a pretty darn good idea. We'll take them all. We'll send them all over there, and they can, no, not in the back lines. No, you're not going to sit in a fancy hotel and call the shots. You're going on the front line. You're going to go right on the front line. And we're going to come up with a new rank. And you're going to be underneath any private that's out there. You're going to be his puppy. You will have to go and walk the roads and look for all the IEDs and all the rest of that stuff. Hey, and if you get blown up, we'll all say, gee, he gave his life for his country. Isn't that wonderful? He gave his life for his country. Why should our kids have to take all the risk and they reap all the benefits? Oh, yeah, we've returned. This is the Information Nation. I'm your host, Ken. On Orion Talk Radio, OrionTalkRadio.com, TheInformationNation.com. Guess what? The veterans. Veterans. Let's talk a little bit about veterans. CNS News is reporting that the backlog of veterans' disability claims has increased 179% under Obama. I think he sees that increase as a good thing. But here's the funny thing about it. The backlog of veterans' disability claims has jumped 179% during President Barack Obama's first term in office, reaching 883,949 outstanding claims, according to the Veterans Administration. The backlog of claims is at near record highs, with 65.8% of claims being backlogged for 125 days or more. BS! BS, baby! You know how many guys that I know that have been out 2-3 years? What a load of crap, man. Jeez. Yeah, you got veterans out there trying to get their disability claims that are out 2 years, 3 years. And they're all sitting there going, oh, we're doing a good job. Look at that. There's, they're only backlogged for 125 days or more. Yeah, the or more is like 650 days, 780 days. We got guys that have been out for 5 years trying to get their stuff through the VA system. Total claims include disability claims by veterans as well as from surviving spouses, children, or parents. As the VA explains, these claims are based upon the effects of disabilities, diseases, or injuries incurred or aggravated during military service, and the claims by spouses, children, or parents are based upon the veteran's death due to service-related causes. Oh, like lead poisoning, maybe? Or some of the other crap you throw at the people? When Obama took office, there were approximately 390,000 outstanding claims, of which only 22% had been pending for more than 180 days. That number had been falling during the second G.W. Bush administration, despite the military being heavily engaged in 2 wars at the beginning of Bush's second term. The VA had about 480,000 outstanding claims, with only 21% backlogged more than 180 days. That number fell to almost 100,000 claims by the time Barack Obama took office. In a speech to the American Legion in August, General Eric Shinseki, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, said the VA was working hard to try to process all the claims, noting that no one is standing at parade rest. No, most of you people are taking a nap. The backlog is real, but no one is standing at parade rest, he said. This is a dynamic process. And as we pushed 2.9 million claims out the door, 3.5 million claims came in. Oh, you pushed them out the door? No, you probably swept them under the rug. Shinseki promised that the agency would end the backlog by 2015. Wow, 2015, that's 3 more years. Take you 3 more years to get rid of the backlog. Maybe if you had some people out there that could read, you could get through them a heck of a lot faster. Shinseki said the VA had been carrying a backlog for decades and added that recent decision to grant claims related to Gulf War syndrome and Agent Orange exposure had increased the backlog. No, I don't see it that way. I really don't. I don't know what in the heck to tell these people. Does the word incompetent come to mind? It does for me. A lot of these people that you've hired are incompetent. You know, I don't want to pick on affirmative action or any of the rest of these things, but when you cannot hire the best people out there because of some stupid government regulation, your business is bound to go down the tubes. And this is some of what has happened here. If a person with a high IQ were to apply for some of these jobs, they'll turn them down, just like police departments turn them down. They don't want people with high IQs. They don't want people who can think and make decisions. They want people who will do exactly what they tell them to do. But it's not getting any better. The claims are for veterans with some kind of service-related disability, such as post-traumatic stress disorder, or some kind of physical disability caused by injury. Yeah, like losing a leg or something. Yeah, that might take a long time to get through, because if he's got a prosthetic, if he had long pants on, you wouldn't know that he was missing a leg unless he told you. Once processed and rated by the VA, veterans receive compensation to help offset the cost of their disability. However, So long as their claims are backlogged, they have no access to compensation. The VA did not respond to CNSnews.com's request for comment before this story was posted. Gee, I wonder why, because they've probably got to have to go through some kind of a board of directors and everything else, and they're going to have to look at what you're asking them before they're going to give you an answer. This is our government in action, or inaction, however you want to look at it. Maybe General Shinseki gets a tingle up his leg every time he hears Obama talk. I don't know. Why is our government so inefficient? They don't seem to be inefficient. I'll tell you one thing. When Obamacare went through over 2,500 pages, they jammed that through the Congress, up our chocolate whiz-wang, and guess what? It got through in what? Less than a year? Of course, then again, you had Nancy Pelosi going out there, well, we got to pass it before you can do within it. That tick-turd bimbo. Our government is inefficient when it comes to doing for the American people. But when it comes to doing something that their friends want in high places who are going to give them more money to run for office again, oh, my God, they're going to be out there going, oh, yeah, how fast did you want that through, Charlie? Yeah, we'll put it in there. We'll backdate it for 5 years ago so you can make up all the money that the American people are going to pay you. They're killing us here, people. They're killing us here. And what are we going to do with these clowns? We're going to keep putting the same idiots. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. We must be insane because we keep putting the same morons in office expecting a different result. And what do we get for it? We get absolutely nothing. We get absolutely nothing. Except higher debt, higher taxes, a country who's had its credit rating reduced, who's gone $6.5 trillion in debt. It's enough to drive you crazy. It's enough to drive you to drink. And we just keep on doing the same thing again. We keep on doing the same insanity over and over and over again. Why? Why do we keep doing this, people? I don't understand. Somebody explain it to me, Lucy. Because I don't understand what in the heck is going on here. We are getting zero results. We are getting nothing for the money that we are putting into our treasury. Everybody else is grabbing the money. And we're getting stuck with the bill. We throw money around. This government throws money around like they've got it. They do. It's ours, but we don't have any more money either. How are we going to pay for this? Like Romney said, we'll just put it on a Chinese credit card. Bank of China. We'll just borrow more money. Too late, we're back. Hey, this is the Information Nation. I'm your host, Ken, on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. Hey, as I told you before the break, the right to sell your own stuff, man, it is in peril. It could become illegal to resell your iPhone 4 or your car or your family antiques. This comes right from MarketWatch and the Wall Street Journal. This is going to go to the Supreme Court. Tucked away in the U.S. Supreme Court's agenda this fall is a little-known case that could upend your ability to resell everything from your grandmother's antique furniture to your iPhone 4. At issue is Kirtsaeng v. John Wiley and Sons. It's the first sale doctrine in copyright law, which allows you to buy and sell things like electronic books, artwork, and furniture, as well as CDs, DVDs, without getting permission from the copyright holder of those products. Isn't that nice? Hey, man, you go out, you buy a CD, you've had enough. You say, hell, I'm going to have a garage sale. I've listened to that enough. Put it in the garage sale. No, you can't do that unless you get the permission from the people who hold the copyright, if this goes through. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Yeah, they can tell you, no, you can't sell that. Because under the doctrine, which the Supreme Court has recognized since 1908, you can resell your stuff without worry because the copyright holder only had control over the first sale. Put simply, though Apple Incorporated has copyright on an iPhone and Mark Owen has it on a book, No Easy Date, you can still sell your copies to whomever you please whenever you want without retribution. That's being challenged. Now the products that are made abroad, if the Supreme Court upholds the appellate court ruling, it could mean that copyright holders of anything you own that is made in China, Japan, Europe, for example, would have to give you permission to sell it. This is America, asshole. I don't need your damn permission. I bought it, it's mine, and I'll damn well sell it to whoever I like. Oops, did I really say that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to listen to the Supreme Court. Those bunch of robed monkeys. It means that it's harder for consumers to buy used products and harder for them to sell them, said John Brand, the adjunct professor, Georgetown University Law Center, who filed a friend of court brief on behalf of the American Library Association, the Association of College and Research Libraries, and the Association of Research Libraries. Whatever. And it has a huge consumer impact on all consumer groups. Now think about this, man. Let's say you got an Encyclopedia Britannica and you decide that you want to sell that. So you're going to put it on eBay. No, you're not. Well, I'll put it on Craigslist. No, you won't. Let's say you've got a Honda motorcycle, a Honda car, a Toyota, a Nissan. Hell, you got a Chevy or a Ford. They're not made in this country anymore either. And you go to sell the damn thing. No, you're not. You got to get permission. You got to stand there like a little kid in school, and you got to raise your hand, and you got to say, "Can I sell this car, please? Please let me sell my car." Yeah, bullshit. You know what they can do with laws like this? They can stick them. I've had enough of this. Every darn thing that you turn around and buy now, if they uphold this stuff, you're going to have to get permission. This guy's not going to get permission. I'm going to tell you that right now. I tell you that right now. I am not going to get permission. Why? Because
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
I'm tired of being pushed around by these damn globalists all over the place that think they run the show and we're nothing more but their damn slaves, and I've had it with this crap. Every time you turn around, what do you get? You get somebody else sticking their hand in your pocket. Do you realize that if you go out and buy a car, let's say you go out and you buy a Honda or you buy a Nissan or a Toyota or whatever you buy, if this is upheld in a few years, you won't be able to sell the damn, you won't even be able to trade the damn thing in because you're going to need their permission. Now, I'm sure the car manufacturers will make some kind of a deal, but that's not the point. The point basically is I don't need permission to buy something, to sell something that I own. If I don't own it, you son of a bitch, you make the payments. You make the damn payments on the damn thing because very plainly I'll sell whatever the hell I want to whomever the hell I want, and you've got no say-so in the damn thing. Take your globalist crap and shove it up your chocolate whiz-wang. That's twice I've had to say chocolate whiz-wang tonight, and that aggravates me. Everything is for all of these rich bastards, and the rest of us can go scratch our butt. We can just stand around and go, oh, what'll they pass next? What new laws will I have to adhere to? Jeez. You know, what are they going to say next? You know, I'll tell you the truth. This is something that you unions should get right on top of. If they want to do this, if they want to have the control over anything you purchase, then you turn around and you go back to these monkeys and you tell them very plainly, if that's the way you want it, we want our people to get paid for every damn car that's resold. Why not? A guy goes out there and produces an album. Think about this. Or he does a TV show and he gets paid, and they get paid damn good money. Then if somebody else turns around and rebroadcasts it on a different network, 20 years later, they got to pay him royalties. Why in the hell shouldn't the workers of this country get paid royalties for every damn thing every time it's resold? Somebody sells a 1975 Honda Civic. The people that built that car should get royalties from it. You want to play that game? Let's play. You know, it's the same old thing that they keep on doing. Oh, they want to do this and they want to do that. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's play. If that's going to be the case where people have to get permission from the manufacturer to sell what they want, then that should mean that everybody that worked on that line when that vehicle was built or anything else was done should get a royalty. If they were at the plant at that time, they should get a royalty. And that should be not coming from the person selling the vehicle. That should come directly from the company. Let's play. Let's play corporate. Let's play corporate politics. Let's take this crap and really stick it to them. And if they don't want to play, we all walk out. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying, hey, we can't do that. We can't walk out. Why not? They did it in Poland. Those people walked out and stayed out on strike until they got their way. Other countries have dumped these central bankers. Why should we have to tolerate this garbage from these people? Why should we continually have to tolerate this garbage from these people? It's anything to make a buck. You know what the problem is? They don't know how to manufacture. They're a bunch of college-educated morons coming from some damn school where I've got a BA in business management. Oh, really? That's great. Why don't you build a business instead of standing around on the corner getting your buddy to get you a job, to get you into a damn company, and then the two of you just destroy the damn thing? College is good for one thing and one thing only: stealing money from the American people. You go back and you look at it. Popeye has talked about it on his show, and he has a thing on there from the 1950s, an 8th grade test for the Constitution. That has been taken to colleges where the students go, to law schools where they go, I don't know, I can't pass this. I don't even know what they're talking about, dude. Yeah, no kidding. You want to know why? Because they're dumbed down. A college education today is about the same as an 8th grade education back in the 1930s. These people aren't learning anything. A lot of them spend their time drinking and chasing broads and chasing the guys, having parties and protesting. I'm sure a 19-year-old knows everything about the world that he's going to get out there and protest, and he's going to tell people that are in their 50s and 60s what the hell is going on. Hey, the Information Nation, I'm your host, Ken, here on Orion Talk Radio, OrionTalkRadio.com, TheInformationNation.com. We've got so much good news for you tonight. It's sickening, I'll tell you. I know it's making me sick. Hey, the other day, I went to pay my cable bill, because I got my cable and my internet in one of those little things called a bundle. They ought to call it a butt rape. But the thing was, my cable bill jumped from $99.75 to $148.50. Isn't that nice? Now, this includes my internet, which is what we use to broadcast this show and where we get our information, a lot of our information from and everything else. But I thought that was pretty good. It jumped 33% in 1 month. And I called him up and I said, hey, dude, I says, what the hell's going on here? Well, you had a lot of these special things drop off. I said, well, what can we do about this? I mean, that's a 33.3% jump in my bill. It's like going from $100 to $150. So what are we going to do about this? Well, you could cut back on your service. And I told him, I says, dude, I says, I used to be with you guys a long time ago, about 15 years ago, when you pulled this crap. And I dumped you, and it took you 15 years to get me back. I said, if I leave this time, I'm not coming back. You can go and stretch your butt from here till the cows come home. I really don't care anymore. I said, but this is the same bait and switch crap you guys have pulled in the past. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know, all you can, I said, hey, stick it up your ass, man. Goodbye. So tomorrow I'm going down to the cable company and I'm going to have words with them. One of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to reduce the bill or they're going to be looking for a new customer. I don't really care anymore. Come to find out, we're having problems in this subdivision here with the internet feed and the cable and the TV feed and that. Come to find out that they have the problems at the main switching station or whatever the heck it is, and they've decided they're not going to fix it. Oh, really? Really? So now it's going to be probably, I will not just leave, but I will turn around. I will go to all my neighbors and find out, do you have Comcast or do you have Dish? They say, I have cable. I'll say, okay, let me inform you of something, and then I'm going to talk to them. You don't want to fix the problems in this subdivision? Maybe the subdivision ought to fix the problem for you. We could all quit. We could all go somewhere else. That's the only thing I got to do. I'm looking for somebody that does extremely high-speed internet. And now I'll tell you, they can take the rest of it and just stuff it. I don't give a damn anymore. Corporate America, are you listening? Spend all your advertising dollars on TV stations that nobody's watching, because I don't care anymore. I don't watch that much TV anyhow. I basically have it around here for a few little things that my wife likes to watch, and occasionally I like to watch a football game, but other than that, my TV downstairs has only been on once in the last 2 weeks. That tells you how much TV I watch. Once in the last 2 weeks. So who cares? Who gives a damn anymore? I'm tired of their lies. I'm tired of their BS. I'm tired of Chris Matthews running around with a tingle up his leg and Anderson Cooper complaining about how everybody's picking on him because he came out of the closet. Everybody knew you were you were in the closet a long time ago, Anderson, so give yourself a rest. But this is what corporate America thinks we're going to do. We're just going to stand back like a bunch of sheep and take it. Because nobody's out there complaining. Nobody's out there bitching and moaning. Nobody's writing to the cable authority in their local division, which they are going to get a letter on that too. I mean, it's going to do me no good to write to the local cable authority because they're in bed with the cable companies anyhow, because they're all politicians. But it'll make me feel a little bit better. It'll give me something to bring up to the next town hall meeting when I can turn around and get in their face and say, how the hell can you justify this? You're the people who are supposed to control these idiots, or is it the fact that you are lining your cotton-picking pockets with more campaign contributions so you can sit back and get reelected? You're not that damn good. You're not that damn smart. All you're doing is pissing people off. But we keep putting the same fools back in there again. We'll do it again this time. In 2 more years, we'll put the same damn fools in there again. I got a better idea. Let's make those politicians do the old thing. Get on the back of the train, have train stop in every damn town, because guess what? You haven't got the TV coverage because nobody's watching anymore. But I'm just talking to the wall over here. I know that because the majority of the people are like, oh, my God, I can't do it without my Dancing with the Stars every week. And what'll I do? I won't know what'll happen on Survivor. You don't want to know something? The biggest show of Survivor is the American people right now. It's not that idiot show that they've got on TV. It's the average person trying to survive. Gasoline prices, like right now in California, are close to $5 a gallon. That's coming to a town near you, and I don't care where you live in this country. That's going to be coming your way soon. Going to the store, and some people are paying $4, $4.50 a gallon for milk. When you go to buy a hamburger and it's $6 a pound or $4 a pound. My wife comes home from the grocery store. She says, you ought to see the prices over there. I told her, I says, no, I can't go look at those prices. I said, you'd be packing me off to the hospital and sending me over to the coroner. And it's not, and then they got the cojones to tell the American people, well, inflation is down. Down to what? How can you possibly say inflation is down? And this affects everybody from people with children to the elderly people that are living on a fixed income to poor people that are working for minimum wage or, are even on food stamps. They're not making it anymore. A lot of the people on food stamps are using the food stamps to supplement the cash that they've got to buy food. We're not getting anywhere with this. You know, and then what do you get? You get some idiot woman out there who goes, I got Obama phone. Yeah, well, he held a little trinket in front of your eyes and you went, oh, it's shiny. Let me have that. Let me have that. It's so shiny. Oh, and I can talk to people. I got me, put Obama back president. I got me Obama phone. Is that the level of intelligence of the American people today? Is that the intelligence of the American people, that you're going to vote for some idiot who's destroying the country because he gave you a free phone? You know, originally the founders of this nation would not allow you to vote unless you owned land, because they felt if you had no stake in this country, stake, I wish. But they felt if you didn't have any money invested in this country, you shouldn't have the right to vote. Now, for crying out loud, we have illegal aliens voting, and these people are going, no, you can't have a voter ID, you can't have a photo ID. It'll hurt the people, the poor people. Let me ask you a question: how did the poor people get their damn food stamps? You mean to tell me that they can't go and get a photo ID, even if it's given to them for nothing, but they can make it halfway across the damn town and go, I got me my food stamps? How does that work? It's not like they have to make the trip every day. All they have to do is find one time to be able to get there and get their photo ID taken. Whoopee-doo. Not a big deal. But no, we've got to make a big deal out of it. You're interfering with the people's right to vote. It's discrimination. No, it's called a photo ID. It's not discrimination. It's not like we're going to take a white person and paint him black or a black person and paint him white. It means we're going to put their picture on a ID card, and then when they go to vote, they can show the ID card and they can get their ballot. But no, we can't do that. My God, how will we get all the illegals to vote? How will we get all the people in prison to vote? They don't have photo IDs. It'll make it difficult for me to get reelected. Just like they found out in Minnesota, 1,500 people from the prisons voted in the last election. The election was determined by less than 400 votes. Gee, do you think there's something going on fishy there? No, I don't think so. Come on, people. It's getting sickening. We're just going to sit back. We're going to let that bald-headed idiot with the beard turn around and loot the Treasury, him and his son. Yeah, that's right, Bernanke and his illegitimate son, Geithner. They're just looting the Treasury at every chance that they get. But nobody's sending them to jail. And where in the hell are the people going to jail for all of the fraud that's going on in this country? Nobody's going to jail. Unless you smoke a joint. If you smoke a joint and they catch you with it, you're going to jail, Bubba. Because that's a gateway drug. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe when these clowns go from city council, it starts there, and then they go in and they become state representatives and state senators. So apparently, starting at the lower echelon of politics is a gateway drug to other things. Because by the time you get to Congress, you are so attached to the damn money that you've been receiving because you're too damn stupid to do anything else. So except for what rich people tell you to do and what the corporations tell you to do, you've got to have it, and I got to have more. So I'll go and I'll loot the Treasury. The Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. I'm your host, Ken. This is hour number 2. So let us continue. The debt jumped $1.2759 trillion in fiscal year 2012, up $10,855 per household in just 12 months. Beats 2011. Hey, should we celebrate? We did something. We beat 2011's record. According to the U.S. Treasury, the debt of the United States government climbed by a total of $1,275,901,078,000 $828.74. Important we get that 74 cents. That's the problem, is just the pennies at the end of this, the 74 cents. That's the real problem. In fiscal 2012, which the year ended yesterday, it's the last day of September, that means the federal government borrowed approximately an additional $10,855 for each household in the United States just over the last 12 months. The total debt of the United States now equals approximately $136,690 per household. You want to check, or should I just put it on my credit card? In fiscal year 2011, the debt increased by about $10,454 per household, $401 less than the $10,855 per household increase in 2012. Now, let's put this all in perspective. The U.S. has added more debt on October the 1st than from 1776 through Pearl Harbor. Yeah. The federal government added $93,245,605,914.16 to its debt on October 1st, the first day of fiscal year 2013. That was more than all the debt the federal government accumulated between July 4th, 1776, when the United States declared independence from England, and sometime in October of 1942, which was 10 months after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor and the United States entered World War II. At the close of business of on September 30th, 1942, according to the U.S. Treasury's monthly statement of public debt, the total debt of the U.S. government was $57,523,886.72. By the close of business on October 31st, 1942, it was $97,186,867,541.93. So, isn't that good news? I'm just going to get my Bank of China credit card and tell Obama, here, man, dude, lay all the debt on me, baby. Hell, the American people can't. Why don't we just consolidate? Let's consolidate all the debt and we'll just give it to one person. They're not going to be able to pay it back either, but who the hell cares? Who cares? Does it make any difference? These people are like a bunch of kids, man. They just keep on spending and spending and spending, and we've got to keep on paying and paying and paying. Unfortunately, we don't have enough to pay. We don't have enough money to pay this off. If you took all the money from everybody in the country, and you took all the money from all the corporations and everything else, all the profit, everything else, cleaned out all the bank accounts, all the rest of it, guess what? We can't pay it. There's not enough money out there. And these guys just keep on spending and spending and spending. Let's start with something new, a new idea. All you countries around the world that owe us money, we're calling it due right now. We help people rebuild after World War II. Guess what, man? The loan's being called in. All of that money that we've shelled out, we're calling it back. Sound like a good idea to you? It does to me. We'll just take all that money back. Why should we be funding everybody else around the world? That idiot in the White House wants to give the Muslim Brotherhood $750 million in Egypt. That's for humanitarian aid. And then another $2.5 billion for aid to the country. So we are looking at $3.25 billion to a bunch of people that hate us. I have a better idea. Why don't we just not give them any money and they can hate us free for nothing? We won't even charge them for it. They can just hate us. Let the rest of the world hate us. Who cares? And John McCain, you moronic ass, don't tell me, well, they hate us because of our freedoms. You and your buddy, your son, Lindsey Graham, and your gay lover, Lieberman, you three guys are something else, man. You three guys are really something else. You're sickening. You know, when NDAA was passed and I saw that John McCain voted for it and he's actually pushing for harder stuff now, I mean, I'm looking at this going, McCain, 5 years in a POW camp and you want to do this to the American people? We ought to take him out and shoot him for treason. We should drag him kicking and screaming right out of his little Senate seat. Take him out back and shoot him for treason. And everybody else that voted for the NDAA should all be taken out back and shot for treason. You don't do this to the American people. You're pissing us off, dude. You are really pissing us off. Then we can take Obama out and we can shoot him too. Why? Treason. He signed the damn legislation. You know, we have got so many treasonous acts going on, but the mainstream media and the people, you talk to the people about this and see what happens. The people, what are you, crazy? Are you insane? Well, I'll tell you what, dude. You pay off the national debt. You go and be indefinitely detained. You get locked up in a FEMA camp. Don't come bothering me. I'm not paying for any of this. But yeah, we're the ones that are crazy. We're the ones that are insane. You know the problem? I'll tell you the problem with the American people. If you were to turn around and stand on a highway where the bridge has been removed, and somebody's driving down the highway, and you have posted signs, bridge out ahead, slow down, detour ahead, and you got flares sticking in the road, and they're still driving by at 100 miles an hour, and you're waving your hands up and down in the air and jumping up and down, screaming, hey, the bridge is out, and they go over the cliff, down into the valley. The car explodes, they all get killed. Their parents will come over and sue you because why didn't you tell them? I did try to tell them. They didn't listen. And that's the problem that we have in this country. Nobody's listening. Nobody is listening. You're dealing with children. And that's why the politicians treat us the way they do, because they think we're all children. They think, the American people, we'll just blow a little smoke up their chimneys. They'll vote for us. We'll go back in office. Things will be fine. We'll get our money from our corporate friends. I'll tell you want to teach corporations a few things? Nobody buy anything except the absolute necessities for 30 days. Just 30 days. You don't buy a new TV unless your old TV is blown up. Not because you want the 70-inch screen instead of the 65-inch screen. I want that 70-inch screen. No, you don't buy it, dude. I want to buy that new car. No, you're not, man. Does the old one work? Yeah, you got problems with the old one? No. Runs fine, but I want to get that new car over. No. You don't buy it. I want to get that new refrigerator for my wife. She's got the microchip in there, and it'll tell her when we're out of food. Tell your old lady to bend her big ass over and take a look inside the refrigerator, and she'll know when you're out of food. Don't buy it. Do that for 30 days and watch the stock market drop and watch them all stand around, all the talking heads go, what the hell's going on there, son? This is Ken for the Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio, OrionTalkRadio.com, TheInformationNation.com. During the debate, they talked about energy and how Obama is destroying the coal industry. And you got all these little environmentalists running around going, dirty coal pollutes the air. And a while back, I played a clip for people. And I'm going to play it again. And this is how your coal-fired power plants really operate. So give it a listen. It's about 3 minutes long. As soon as it keys up here, we'll get it rocking and rolling. But you're going to find out a few things.
This plant burns about a train load of coal per day, which is about 100 train cars. Each train car holds about 100 tons. It's about 10,000 tons of coal per day. Cheshire Power Station consists of 4 coal units and 2 gas-fired units. The coal units operate very simply. We take coal, comes in coal cars each day, and we crush it up, run on conveyor belts into the plant, and then it goes to another stage where it's crushed into very fine powder like talcum powder. At that point, it's blown by large fans into the furnace where it combusts and makes heat. That heat energy is transferred through tubes into water on the other side and boils that water into steam. That steam then runs large steam turbines that run a shaft that turns a generator that then makes electricity that's delivered to our customers. Right. That's the actual coal dust floating in the flame. You know, this is too long, like a little dark shade across the top. Yeah. At our Chesterfield power station, as we have at most of our power stations, we have devices within the furnace that help reduce our nitrous oxide production. Nitrous oxide is a component that ultimately can become smog in the atmosphere. So we like to reduce that right at the furnace. We use low nitrous oxide burners and overfired air to reduce it in the boiler itself. Once the gas comes out of the boiler, on 3 of the 4 units here, we have devices called selective catalytic reduction devices. And that's like the catalytic converter on your car. It takes the nitrous oxide that's produced in the furnace when you combust air and coal and separates out the nitrous oxide back into nitrogen and oxygen, which is available in the air as we breathe it today. So it basically puts it back the way it was before it went through the combustion process. Once the flue gas comes out of that, it goes through a device to remove particulate matter, either electrostatic precipitator, which is like electrostatic air cleaner in your home, or it goes through a bag house. A bag house is very similar to the bag you might have on your vacuum cleaner at home. The air goes through, any particulate matter gets stuck in the bag. And we periodically empty those bags out and clean them and replace them. The last step is a scrubber or a flue gas desulfurization device. That removes the sulfur dioxide and the mercury from the flue gas. And the way they work is quite simple. We take limestone and grind it up into a fine powder, mix it with water to create a slurry, and then spray that into the flue stream. The flue gas goes through this limestone mixture and chemically creates a chemical which becomes gypsum. It's the same stuff that's used in wallboards. In fact, this facility will supply gypsum to a local wallboard manufacturer to recycle the material into wallboard for people to use in their homes. And once you do that, the mercury and the sulfur dioxide comes out of the flue gas. What you see go up the stack has moisture in it and no more sulfur dioxide or mercury.
Gee, sounds pretty simple to me. Of course, then again, you've got your choice. You can either put up with that or you can go into the dark. You know, it can just become dark outside. We don't need electricity. What do we need electricity for? You know, I am surprised with all the environmental wackos running around out there. You know, we've been getting American bald eagles killed, just shredded by these these windmills that are out there. I don't see them screaming and hollering about that, but quite a number of them are being killed because they don't see the blades turning and they fly right into them. Now, I'll tell you something. You know it's against the law to even have eagle feathers? It's against the law. But what are they doing to these so-called power generating, wind farms that are supposedly generating all this electricity when they're killing eagles? What's the deal with that? Oh, that's right. Obama supports wind power. Yeah, that's what it is. Obama supports wind power. So they can go ahead and kill all the American eagles they want. Don't you do it. It's against the law to disturb an American eagle's nest. They will come down on you with all the power of the federal government. They will take you in the back room, pull down your pants, and smack you right on the keister. But that doesn't matter. Now, if you listen to the man in that segment, he said that they turn it right back into what's normally found in the atmosphere. And the balance of it is turned into wallboard, which is in your house. And what goes out of the chimney is nothing. They are straining this stuff so much, and they're still shutting down power plants with all the EPA regulations. They're killing the coal industry. And then you get that phony baloney report that they had, they created 136,000 jobs or whatever the heck it was, and the unemployment rate went down from 8.1 to 7.8. A lot of people believe it. A lot of people are idiots. Because according to a financial report, if they had created 143,000 jobs, the unemployment rate would still have stayed at 8.1. Instead, they created 144,000 jobs, 1,000 jobs more, and it dropped to 7.8. Although they're not counting the people that fell off the rolls. And I've been talking about this for the longest time. How do you get the unemployment rate down? You either build jobs or wait until they fall off the rolls. Well, a lot of people are starting to fall off the unemployment rolls. So unemployment is naturally going to go down when you don't count the people. See what a good job I'm doing? And the unemployment rate down to 7.8%. It's going to go down lower. Sure, because there's going to be a lot more people falling off the unemployment rolls. What about those people? What about the people that are losing their homes? You know, they talk about the Bush tax cuts and all the other things, but do you know something that's in those Bush tax cuts that I bet the average person does not know? Right now, if you sell your home, let's say you're behind in your payments and you decide, I'm going to get rid of the house. I can't pay for it anymore. So you're behind on your payments and you sell it short. So let's say that right now you have $150,000 outstanding on the loan and you sell the house for $100,000. Well, right now the other $50,000 is forgiven. And you just go about your business trying to rebuild your life. But come January 2nd, when all of that stuff runs out, you'll sell that $150,000 debt-ridden home for $100,000, and then the mortgage company is going to send you a 1099 for $50,000, which you're going to have to claim on your income in the next tax season. So you're going to add that $50,000 to your income, and you're going to have to pay taxes on it. Isn't that a nice little thing? Yeah. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Can you say bend over and take it? That's what's coming your way. You're going to have to pay taxes on it if you don't get rid of the house this year, unless they renew this. And Congress right now doesn't give a damn about you. They're worried more about getting reelected. They don't care if this country goes down the toilet. Hey, this is Ken for the Information Nation, live on Orion Talk Radio, oriontalkradio.com, theinformationnation.com. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Don't run off. All right, we've returned. This is Ken for the Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio, oriontalkradio.com, theinformationnation.com. We need something funny to talk about. Kentucky restaurant shut down after roadkill found in kitchen. That should do it for you. Apparently, a deer was stuffed into a trash can and brought into a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, there was actually a mud trail they were mopping up behind the garbage can. Customer Katie Hopkins said there was like a tail and like a foot and a leg sticking out of the garbage can, and they wheeled it straight back into the kitchen. Local health inspector Paul Lawson was called to investigate. Lawson said the restaurant owners told him they didn't know that they were doing anything wrong. They said they didn't know they weren't allowed to do that. So that makes me concerned that maybe we could be jeez. That's just what I want to see. Go into a restaurant and sit down, watch them be bringing in roadkill. But they didn't know they were doing anything wrong. Then you got Gloria Gutierrez. She was riding a manatee. I guess a manatee is a very big fish. I have no idea what a manatee is, but apparently it's a very big fish. And she's wanted by the police for harassing and riding on a manatee, Fort DeSoto Park. And she turned herself in. She's 52 years old and called Pinella County Sheriff's Office shortly after 4 p.m. to turn herself in. Deputies say she admitted riding the manatee. Gutierrez told the deputy she's new to the area and didn't realize it was against the law to touch or harass the creature. According to the Florida Manatee Sanctuary, jeez, it's unlawful for any person at any time, by any means or in any manner, intentionally or neglectfully, to annoy, molest, harass, or disturb, or attempt to molest, harass, or disturb any manatee. Police say that no manatee appears to have been injured, violating Florida's Manatee Sanction Act as a second-degree misdemeanor. So now we have to worry about the manatees. What about guppies? How about goldfish? What about perch? You know, that's the thing that I find extremely funny. You know, they out in California where they have virtually destroyed one area because of a little fish called a smelt. You know, it's a little silver fish, and they were getting caught up in things, so they shut off the irrigation to this massive area, putting about 40,000 people out of work and killing all the vineyards and everything out there. Here in Illinois, when the smelt are running and it's smelt season, people are catching them by the thousands, and they deep fry them right at the place. You know, right where they're catching them. They got little deep fryers set up, and they bread them and deep fry them, and they eat them right there like French fries. They haven't shut down Lake Michigan yet. Do you see what? I mean, what's the insanity? How much insanity? You know, maybe we should stop them for spraying for mosquitoes. Who's protecting the mosquitoes out there? And what about horseflies and, you know, other things? Shouldn't we have an anti-mosquito harming organization out there that should come to the rescue of mosquitoes? I mean, how stupid can we get, people? What are they going to do if the manatees are eaten by a shark? They're going to arrest a shark? Shark ate the manatee, violating our act, but it's only a second-degree misdemeanor. The insanity continues. We have totally lost our minds, but don't tell the rest of the world. Actually, you don't have to tell the rest of the world. They know how stupid we are here. People in this country are more concerned about what Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber have done lately than they are about their own damn freedoms. It's pathetic. The American population is pathetic. You know, oh, Kim Kardashian. Oh, you know, we got to know everything about Kim Kardashian. Let me tell you, everything you need to know about Kim Kardashian. She's got a fantastically large derriere. She's got no talent, but she knows how to promote herself. So that's about it. That's all you need to know. Now you know everything there is to know about Kim Kardashian, so leave her alone. Just let her run around like the stupid moronic ass that she is. The same thing with that meathead Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber does one thing well. He walks through plate glass windows. That's all he does. You got 40 and 50-year-old women that want to take little Justin Bieber to bed. Why? Why would you possibly want to do that with Justin Bieber? What do you think, you're going to teach him something? You can't teach him. You can't teach that arrogant little fart anything. But there's a lot of people out there going, oh, Justin Bieber. Poor little Justin Bieber. Let's see what we got here. Kim Kardashian. This is off of The Sun. Kim Kardashian flashes bra and see-through top. Wow, that's important news. Let's see what else they got in this rag. It's unbelievable what they print in this. Russell Brand is back to his best form with the ladies. Yeah, I'm real concerned about that one. What else have we got? We already knew Mila Kunis poses topless in magazine, crowning her the sexiest woman alive. Yeah, that'll really help bring the deficit down. And then they talk about Simon Cromwell or whatever he is from the X Factor. You know, that dude, Simon. Simon says, I mean, these are important things. These are important things. Maria Shriver wears wedding ring. Is Arnie in with a chance? That's important. Don't care if they take away your rights. Don't care if they destroy your country. Don't care about anything other than Leanne Rimes blames massive infection for concert KO. Yeah, we should be concerned about that. Here you got a guy in China who dashed 100 feet with porkers weighing more than 7 stones in a bizarre Hercules challenge in China. Yeah, that's you need to know these things. These are the distractions that they throw in front of you. So in the meantime, they can loot your treasury, steal your value of your home, your cars, your investments, everything else. But this is the Sun out of the UK. And we've got the same rags here. New York Times, Saturday Evening Post. Except they just take the news of the day and blow it up your chocolate whiz-wang and make you digest stuff that you should already know. You know, it's like I said a while back about, what's his name, Ice-T's wife. You know, they actually had a TV program to see if that was really hers or if it was phony. A TV program to check out Ice-T's wife's butt. We are really stooping low, people. We are going down the tubes quickly, and nobody seems to care as long as they know that Ice-T's wife, that her derriere is natural, all natural. It's a totally natural product. I mean, weren't you concerned about that? Weren't you concerned about Ice-T's wife's butt? I know I was. I bet you Obama was. Probably sang that song, I Like Big Butts. Jeez. I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. You know, I can stay here and rant and rave for the next 2 days and drive you crazy. Or drive myself crazy. It doesn't much matter. But when it comes right down to it, the American people have lost their balls. There are no more men in this country because they'll go to the airport with their wives and let them get felt up by some pig. And they'll just go, well, if you want to fly, you got to put up with it. No, you don't. You have a Fourth Amendment right. You don't have to put up with it. You can tell them to go stuff it. And if you don't fly, drive. Learn how to get behind the wheel and drive. Yeah, but I got to get there quick. I'm on vacation. Have you ever seen some of the vacations that these people take? They're on the go more than they are when they're at work. Then you come back and you wonder why in the hell they're exhausted. You just went on vacation. Yeah, but man, we did this, we did that, we did the other thing. We had the kids, we went to Disney World, we went over here, we went over there. Dude, that's not a vacation. Vacation is supposed to be so you can relax. Get your mind back at ease. Nope, can't do that. Hey, this is Kent for the Information Nation on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. We have one break, and then the final segment will be here. I got a little clip to play for you. So don't go away. I think you'll find the clip extremely interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Information Nation. I'm your host, Ken, on Orion Talk Radio. OrionTalkRadio.com, theinformationnation.com. Some of you may have heard this before. If you have, please bear with us. If you have not heard this before, pay attention.
President Obama, we, the people, have stated resolutely we reject your vision for our country. You claim you have not heard us. We, the people, have assembled across America resisting your efforts to subvert our Constitution and undermine our liberty. You claim you have not seen us. Since you have not acknowledged our message, let us here present it once more. For if, as President Wilson said, a leader's ear must ring with the voices of the people, the time has come. Our greatest treasure is freedom, the absence of restraints on our ability to think and to act. The corollary of freedom is individual responsibility. We believe in the power of the individual. A few years ago, President Bush said, "History moves toward freedom because the desire for freedom is written in every human heart." Let us add that we will preserve it only as long as devotion to freedom is expressed in the heart of our actions. When President Lincoln dedicated Gettysburg National Cemetery, he declared, "It is for us, the living, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus so nobly advanced." That unfinished cause for which our soldiers willingly go to battle and for which so many have given their lives is a free United States of America. It has been nearly 150 years, and the work President Lincoln spoke of is not finished. In fact, that work will never be finished. Freedom is the capacity for self-determination. It is not an entity, but a condition, and conditions change. Freedom can expand, yet so can it contract. You promised change when you took office, Mr. President, but subjugation is not change we wanted or will accept. You have expanded government, violated our Constitution, confounded laws, seized private industry, destroyed jobs, perverted our economy, curtailed free speech, corrupted our currency, weakened our national security, and endangered our sovereignty. By compromising our nation's cultural, legal, and economic institutions, you are ensuring that our children will never achieve the same quality of life as we enjoy today. Through generational theft, you are robbing the unborn of opportunity. This is not acceptable, not in America. We did not become a strong nation through hope, but rather through self-reliance. No one better understands the relationship between individual achievement, dignity, and strength than our armed forces. Through every war, our soldiers have held this nation's destiny in their hands. They have not failed us. They cherish freedom enough that they are willing to die for it. Our duty to them and to ourselves is to treasure freedom enough to live up to it. We accept the challenge, Mr. President. That is why we are assembling across the land to deliver our message to you as often and in every way we can. Dismiss us at your political peril. Our great nation is a republic. We will not accept tyranny under any guise. Your policy to redistribute the fruits of our labor is statism and will not be tolerated. By our honor, Mr. President, we vow forever to resist coercive government in America. Patriots will not stand silent as you attempt to dismantle the greatest nation on earth. We, the people, will defend our liberty. We will protect our beloved country, and America's exceptionalism will prevail. God bless the United States of America. Sincerely, we, the people.
Like I said, if you hadn't heard it, I hope you listened. If you had heard it, I hope you listened anyhow, because it's a very good thing, a very nice piece done. It's on YouTube called We the People. You know, we let our freedoms go by the wayside because we think that we are entitled to entertainment. We think that our freedoms will never go away. But our freedoms are being taken day by day, little bit at a time. They know they could never do it all at once. That would be, shall we say, counterproductive to their re-elections or counterproductive to them in general. But they can take them a little bit at a time. They can let you sleep while they gnaw away. NDAA was a good example. You mention that to most people, they don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, they know what you're talking about with, Obamacare, but they don't see that as a threat. Except that is a very big threat. Apathy is a good word for it, Cracker. Cracker is one of the people in the chat room right now. People don't realize that Hitler did not do everything that he did overnight. He was duly elected by the people and slowly but surely started taking away their individual rights. And people let it happen until before they knew it, they were in the middle of World War II with one of the greatest dictators of all time. And there are others out there that killed way more people than Hitler ever did. Pol Pot, Lenin, Stalin. You know, and we're just letting it go. We're just letting our freedoms dissipate. One day you'll wake up and they won't be there at all. And neither will your neighbors. The possibility of a country losing its freedoms are greater than the possibility of them keeping their freedoms. The reason being is bread and circuses, people. The Roman people didn't care that their freedoms were being lost, that their country was being destroyed, as long as they had their bread and circuses. Circuses being the arena, where they would go and watch guys kill each other. And while they were there, sometimes for days, they would be throwing bread so they could eat and stay and watch and be entertained. Today, they don't have to do that. Today, you have a microwave, a bag of microwavable popcorn, and you have the arena in your house called a television. And they can keep you entertained so you don't know what's going on. It's the same old game. Just different players, different technology, but it's the same old game. And we're going to lose our freedoms if we don't fight. If we don't start kicking these bastards out. If we start telling them, like Neo did in The Matrix, no. When Nancy Pelosi walked through a group of Tea Party people, right after that vote, people should have started rising up and throwing her out and the rest of them out. But they didn't. In the meantime, the mainstream media and the Democratic Party and the rest of the liberals out there, not just Democrats, Republicans too, these neocons that we have, started to demonize the Tea Party movement. When the Occupy Wall Street movement started, they were all behind it. Oh, look at that. It's just like Arab Spring. And they started breaking windows and defecating on police cars, and they were all for that because they could arrest those people for breaking the law. They couldn't arrest the Tea Party people because they didn't break the law. They stood there peaceably assembled, and then they left. Even though they called out the police at every event, they were always there. I went to several of them. The police were always there watching. But there was nothing they could do because nobody was breaking the law. Nobody was damaging property, shutting down businesses. Matter of fact, the businesses kind of liked it because people would go in there and buy a couple of coffees to go or some pop or a sandwich or something else. Businesses were profiting. But we can't have that. So politicians don't control it. We are allowing them to take our freedoms. We better learn to stop them. Because if not, one day, we won't be having this radio broadcast. It'll just be a bunch of us sitting around the circle in a FEMA camp.